What's up, dudes, and welcome to episode 10 of Chat with the Optimist. My name is Mike, and today we are going to be in Scribus, our software. So welcome, guys, to episode 10. Big anniversary. Bigger anniversaries to come. As you can see, it's a little lighter today because we just had daylight savings. So maybe kind of ruins the mood what I got going here with the colors, but maybe by the end it'll get darker and we'll get our vibes back. But actually going forward now in the future, it's getting brighter. We're gonna have to deal with it. But today we're moving on to the next section. So we're done with all the Photoshop alternatives and we're moving on to InDesign. So what InDesign is, it's Adobe's layout software for more text-based pieces. So let me actually share my screen here to show you. Adobe InDesign. Cool. Okay, so this is InDesign, desktop publishing and page layout design software. And let me show you some images of what it kind of is. So you can make a lot of flyers, posters, anything that's using a lot of text. So this is kind of the stuff you would use it for. Now, this doesn't really have all that much to do with running an online business. Because usually you're going to be using this for printing. That, like, you're printing out a poster or catalogs or papers, brochures, which you're not going to be using a lot if you have an online business. But there is still a couple things we can do in it. Let's see here. Multi-page documents, one-page documents. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff you would make, the Photoshop alternatives like Photopea and Pixar will be better for what you're making, but InDesign definitely does have a use for stuff. Like things I can think of would be graphics, like say on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, that you want to make like an infographic. If you're making an ebook, this is a great software for it. These kinds of software would be great for an ebook because it has a lot of font-based options and you can get things very precise. But not a whole lot, so I only have a couple things to show you in these episodes. So I think we're only gonna have like 3 or 4 of these because the InDesign alternatives is not a big deal. But regardless, we're still going to do it. And today we're going to be working with a software called, what is it, Scribus. Got to remember that name. So let me just switch over to that. And let me get my Scribus up. Here we go. Let me alter the stage. Cool. So this is Scribus. Or we can't full size yet. So let me describe why I'm talking about Adobe, but we're not actually using it. So the issue with Adobe is that you're going to be spending quite a bit of money on these pieces of software, which you really don't have to. Let me actually, I don't think I've shown you guys this, so we'll check out the actual Adobe website to see how much money you'll be paying. Here we go. So if we go to actually the Adobe website, website, which is like the standards for these art software, and we're going to just go to the Adobe page, and we're just immediately going to go 404. What does that mean? Well, that's a bad website design. Regardless, let's see. Packages, view plans and prices. Okay. So right off the bat here, you're going to see why Adobe's not a good idea. Because first of all, they're great software. They're powerful. You can do a lot of things with it. But for just marketing purposes for a small business or entrepreneur, it's excessive. It's way too much. You will never be using its full potential, like say a full-time graphic designer or full-time animator would be using. So it's too much, and it's very easy for people like, oh, I need to make some material like thumbnails, infographics. I'm making an ebook, and they'll be like, okay, let me just get the Adobe because it's easy. Now, if you're a big company with a lot of big budget, perfectly fine because you're like, to get everything, $60 a month. Yikes. So let's do the math because I love to do the math. 60 times 12. That is $720 a year, which might not seem like a lot, but in terms of overhead, especially as a small business, you want to avoid it as much as possible because overhead, those excessive costs that are not directly related to your products, they add up and really chip at your profits or your revenue as a whole. You really want to limit that, especially for marketing material. Because if it costs you $720 a year just to make material, now that's going to be coming out of your actual sales. So you're not making as much money as you think because it does add up. But now you can buy or subscribe to them individually, like Photoshop or Premiere. But the thing is, like, if you're just doing them, like, I'm only gonna get Photoshop. That's even a worse deal because, like, I feel like you might as well just get them all because you're limiting yourself. Because if I just get Photoshop, then that means I'm going to have to get a Premiere replacement to edit my videos. I'm going to get an Illustrator replacement to get my vector graphics, or if I want to add special effects, if I'm making YouTube videos, or what else? Any of these other ones. So, I if you're going to do it, just go full on. So these kind of videos won't be that useful to you because you'll just have the Adobe products. But my alternative is how about you just get this all for free instead? You get it all for free and you'll be using stuff that's just as good because people don't know this stuff is out here. And I didn't know a lot of this stuff was out here. So you get it for free because you're not going to be using this stuff all that often. And it's just as good. And often as not, it's easier to use without having that $60 of death every month. But let's talk about enough about Adobe. Let's talk about Scribus. So Scribus is an InDesign replacement, and I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to be kind of going through it, exploring with you guys. So right as usual, it's asking you what kind of document you want to make. So this for like a brochure, single page, or let's see the templates. Here we go. These would be good ones. Like show you what you can do with it, like brochures, business cards, covered newspaper. But these are all like printing things. So yeah, this is why the InDesign replacements aren't going to be that useful. So I'm not going to focus a lot on these um, existing. But let's now just make a single page. And we can make our margins. So this is the margins are the edge of the page. So for example, this window is our paper. This gray box surrounding everything is our margins. So nothing around here, no elements in the page can be inside the margins. Like if it was, then this cancel button might be all the way in this corner, and that's not going to look good, especially for printing. So let's just make a normal. See what we have. Making sure the stream is okay. I think we're looking good. All right, so this is Scribus. This is our page here, and looks like all our tools are on the top. And this line here is indicating where the margin is. So we're not going to put anything out here because this is like the safe, in here is a safe zone. Anything we put in here will be printed out normally or won't be like on the edge of the paper, so it looks bad. So it's a little good practice you can get into. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's see, this is unusual, like to not have any other elements in here. So let's see, insert, text, render, shape. Let's just go with the text right away. So I'm going to click this little T for text, going to click and drag for a text box, and we immediately start typing. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. I just had to double click it. So let's type in lorem ipsum for basic text. And let's see how we can change this. I don't like how like I try to highlight it and then work right away. Like it's a little weird. So now how do I change the font? Not very good. The simple category is not working properly. It's not on the bottom here. Right click, get text. No. Yeah, I don't know. This would help. Scribus help. No search bar there. All right, so we're looking, guys, how to change the text. Okay, like what's this? It's nothing. Right click the text. Edit. Oh, okay. Is this it? Or no? Oh, this is what tools you want. This isn't too good. Edit text, story editor. Okay, I guess in here we can do it like this. See what fonts they have. They have Arial. So a good amount of fonts, a lot of fonts I like. Gil Sans. They had Franklin. Lucia stands. So good amount of stuff. Do they have the universe? No, they don't have universe. A good amount of fonts. You have to highlight it. Yeah, I guess. But you're not seeing the results here of it. Like, change it to like that. Doesn't change anything here. Doesn't change it out here until I click X. Yes. Okay. I don't like that, how you can't change it immediately. Must be missing something. I don't like that. Edit text with story. That's kind of stupid, not gonna lie. Exit, save. Jeez. Yuck. What else can we do? Freehand draw. We don't need to do that. Let's insert an image. I'm gonna click the little painting next to the text. And go here. Double click. Okay. Like pictures. My computer. Rating. Users. What the heck is mine? I don't know which one's my user. That isn't very good. Again, users, Michael. Let's go to my work account. Perhaps. Oh, okay. I think this is another account. Ooh, let's use this. I made this a while ago. Oh, what the heck? Maybe it's not reading it. Let's just automatically import something. So get image. Still no. Like H. Okay, I think this this is it. Oh, let's do a future-proof thing. Okay, here we go. Now this is working. So what I like about InDesign is that well, actually it didn't work there. You can't, it's not automatically going to resize stuff. Like for example, if we make this smaller, it's just going to crop it, which is good. So we don't lose the quality of the image. Like we can with Photoshop if we make it too big. So this is a quick way to automatically copy it. I just want to know what that warning sign is. I don't like that. Move it around. How do we get the snapping on? So that's one of the things InDesign is good at, is the snapping to, like, for example, I can snap this like to the same width of the text. It's not really working here. It's a little laggy as well. Pen tool. How do I close it? That isn't working. Control Z to backspace. Or here is the backspace, redo, cut. Can we cut this? Part of this. Oh, that's literally just get rid of it. Yeah, I don't like the layout of the tools, how everything's just in this top bar and it's confusing and hard to tell what things are. Don't like how you have to go in that menu to edit the text and you can't see the preview before you confirm it. And I just don't think this has a lot of options. Like I can't move. Like it's not snapping properly, which is a little weird. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one. I don't know where to get like the settings. When you're searching around for a minute for settings, that's not very good. And if I can't figure it out, uh-oh. So yeah, then that's not a good sign of very good software. So now I don't think I'm going to go further this one, because regardless, I can go further and explore more tools, but like, what's the point? Because you're not going to use it, and I'm not going to use it anymore. Let's just put the stars. And yeah, it's not like the Photoshop ones, like what I did with Krita, where I'm like, I don't like it, but I know some people could like this, and it's an important tool for you guys to have. So I forced myself, but for this, it's like, it's not worth it. So that was Scribus. Scribus fans might be throwing me hate in the comments, but that's okay because I hate it. I hate Scribus just as much as you hate me right now. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the software. I hate to cut the stream so early. It's only been not even 20 minutes yet, so that kind of stinks. So let me actually go off of what I was talking about earlier with the Adobe products. A moment. We have here, I have a whole list, like a book, a bunch of alternatives we're going to go through. And I only have 4 InDesign softwares. One of them was Scribus, and the other one is Canva, which we already did for Photoshop alternatives. But What else we have we're going to go through? I'll probably try out Viva Designer tomorrow, and maybe Affinity Publisher, but I think I need to pay for that, so I'm not going to do that. But we're also going to be doing, let me show you the Adobe products so you get a better sense of stuff. Here we go. So in terms of the, let me just actually type in Adobe software. Okay, here's a good image. I'll open that up. Or actually open up and change the screen share. Here we go. Okay, so here is the Adobe software, the main one. So we have Photoshop. I don't know what Encore is. After Effects, Premiere, InDesign, Flash, Illustrator, a couple others. Like we're mainly going to be going over. We already did Photoshop. We're doing the InDesign. Then we're going to move to Illustrator, which is like for logos and graphics. And then we're going to do, let's see. We're going to do video with Premiere, which is like video editing, After Effects, which is like special effects, Audition, which is for audio, Dreamweaver, which is for webs. Well, before I get there, we're going to do that last because we're also going to be doing one that's not on here called XD. And then we'll do some stock photos. We're finding like good images. Like I'm not very good at them. You see, I've been using the same images over and over again. So good resources to get free stock photos and fonts if you want special fonts. And then we're going to do Dreamweaver, which is right down here, which is you use it to build websites. And that will be a good transition, I think, into actually the web design and the website building with the free text software stuff. And that's going to be more advanced because what I'm teaching now is very secondary and simple. Like you're just making marketing materials. You're just making assets. But this is just one area of having an online brand and presence is the artistic assets. The websites and the web development and design, that is going to be the core infrastructure of what you're building. This is just the accessories to enhance it. So, and they're easier to learn. Like to learn Photopea and PixArt, it's fairly simple. You can do it in an afternoon if you have the guidance, my guidance, and you put in the time and just get the practice. Like you'll be a pro at it. It's really not that difficult if you follow my tips. But the websites, that's definitely going to be some work. I know with Dreamweaver, it'd be tricky if you actually have to know some code. So that'll be fun. I know actually really it'll be fun if you learn basic like HTML and CSS. You have a lot more control and a big leg up compared to everyone else. Because often it's not like most people are building their online businesses, they just use the real basic stuff and like pre-made things, and that really limits them. So either when you're looking to scale or expand, or you're just looking for more customality in your sites, then you're going to have to rely on an agency or a contractor. And that's when you start spending a lot of money instead of future-proofing yourself. So you know it yourself, so you can do what you want. It'll be a lot quicker and be a lot cheaper. you'll be in a lot more of control of actually building your brand. So this is kind of the purpose why I teach all this software, is so you can get better at these skills so you have it forever. It's not just like, oh, I'm just going to use this once and I'm done with it. No, this will be carried on into the future. But yeah, it's good. I'm happy I was able to talk about this. I knew eventually I had to, but this is a good episode because of how Scribus is. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. So tomorrow we'll probably do Diva Designer, and then we'll move on to Illustrator. So that'll be logos and stuff. So I want you, thank you dudes for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.